Loko. Hello everyone, it's Adirunke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'd like to continue my Aroko series, my videos on symbolic communication, how you communicate with objects, how our ancestors did it. And today I'm on the Newbouldia Laevis, Akoko, Akoko, and this is what they look like. As far as what they do is concerned, health-wise, they are analgesics. You can use them, these leaves, as analgesics. They have anti-inflammatory properties, anti-convulsant, anti-diabetic, and pro-fertility properties. Apart from these, there are other functions that they serve. So more research is being done and they're finding more things as far as what they can do. Apparently they are also antidepressants. They are also anxiolytics. So they're good for all this. Insomnia, convulsions. I think anticonvulsant I've already mentioned that one. Psychosis and all these other things. So, and I think the test subjects were rats. I think they used mice. What purpose do they serve in and of themselves? It's all these things that I've mentioned. Akoko, you know how interested in etymology I can be. I was trying to figure out why Akoko, Akoko. When you break it down, A is like we in this context. Ko is to find or meet. Ko appears to be this. It appears to be ko. It appears to be. I think there are, apart from akoko, there are other words like that have become shortened that should have a pronoun behind the word, but after a while stop being prevalent in the way that people speak. For instance, iyawo. Now we just say iyawo and we write it that way as well. Iyawo. There's supposed to be a him or her or it behind that wo. Akoko became akoko. Akoko. So as opposed to akoko, I think, became akoko, because if this doesn't explain it, then this doesn't seem to. So if anybody has anything contrary, please let me know. If you feel that it makes sense somehow, I strongly believe that this is what happened, that we lost the pronoun behind it, and we just started to say akoko. So ko, the verb, and the pronoun, the invisible pronoun, will be to pack it. So we found and packed it, sort of like a metaphorical way of saying we didn't just take it when we found it, we packed it, like we need this, sort of, is what my mind is going for. It's just a way of expressing that it is very useful. It's so useful, we had to pack it when we found it. So if this is sent to a person, it means that they are being considered for chieftaincy. The person is not ill or suffering from convulsions or things like that. They're a healthy person, useful to the society. They've done something that is significant and it's time for them to be honored for it and brought into the parliament as a member, so to say. Afin is, we say palace, but it's not necessarily palace. It is where laws are made. Ihaofin is afin. So it's not a place where after you are installed, your purpose is just to enjoy there. Of course you would enjoy and everything, but the ancestrally speaking, because we sometimes forget how our ancestors did things. Ihaofin is afin, where laws are made, not where kings are or monarchs are there to be useless. So ihaofin. And of course now what laws are being made in the average palace, thanks to colonization and things like that. But back in the day when this was sent anyway, it meant that the person had done something significant. It may be through their money, it may be through their bravery, it may be through their invention. They've done something significant, and the monarch, the reigning monarch, wants them to join their parliament as a chief. So, if you're looking for a one word equivalent for Afin, it's really parliament. So they bring them there and they, take a position and they advise the king on that particular thing. It could be executing as well, but it's more the making of the law. The enforcers are there separately, and they would do that typically until the end of that monarch's reign, or if the next monarch wants to continue with them, or and sometimes they would even be uninstalled, maybe for bad behavior. That is when you say one roloye, they take away the chieftaincy. Like you were supposed to be a model, prime example of industriousness in this area, but you're letting it get to your head, or you're misusing this position. The purpose of the leaves is to represent ease, just to, as if to say, come and ease the lives of members of this community with what you have, with this gift that you have, or with the bravery that you have. In that case, it would be the balogun, or with this gift that you have. Different new chieftaincy titles have been created in the past few, at least in the past century. There's a chief for everything. So, come and ease our lives in this regard. That is why we would say, a kì í fewékewé joyè lẹ́yìn ewé àkókò. A kì í fewékewé joyè lẹ́yìn ewé àkókò. When you expand it, since there are combinations, fewékewé, for instance, is fi, ewékewé combined, and lẹ́yìn is ní ẹ̀yìn, and joyè is jẹ́ oyè. So this is a shrunk version of this statement. You get a kì í fi ewékewé jẹ oyè ní ẹ̀yìn ewé àkókò. So a kì í fewékewé joyè lẹ́yìn ewé àkókò. If you separate the words, because we like to combine words when we speak and when we write, which happens even in English. Instead of saying is not, you say isn't. Instead of saying it is, you say it's. So something like that. A kì í fi ewékewé jẹ oyè ní ẹ̀yìn ewé àkókò. The a there is we, ki is do not, fi is use, ewékewé is just any leaf, ewe is leaf, so ewékewé is just any leaf, je to acquire, to win, to acquire, oyè is chieftaincy, ni is at, ẹ̀yìn is the back of, ewé àkókò is Newbouldia Laevis. And you put those together, the transliteration would be something along the lines of, we do not use just any leaf to acquire chieftaincy. At the back of or behind Newbouldia Laevis. We do not use just any leaf to acquire chieftaincy. At the back of or behind Newbouldia Laevis. The translation would be, we do not acquire chieftaincy without Newbouldia Laevis. So it's a popular saying. Just check any chieftaincy ceremony. You find these leaves. They are analgesics. They bring ease. They have healing properties. And this chief is supposed to bring ease in whatever area or sector that they've been asked to serve in, so to say. And chieftaincy now, I have to say before I end the video, is really interesting. They are just not what they used to be in the past. They are almost thank you gifts now, rather than the position that they're supposed to be. I'm trying to pick my words carefully, as you may know, but it's really interesting, but also somehow sad if you look at it. Some chieftaincy titles are truly deserved, but some are not. Chieftaincy back in the day, it wasn't a thank you gift, I have to say. You were a member of a parliament. Oloye, oye. Ye is to live or cause something to live. Ye is to live. Oye is something that you make live. I don't know how to, I would have to do it in a separate video to really break it down. But you have to continually sustain whatever position you take. So if you've been asked to serve in relation to, like, there was the Otun, who was like the equivalent of special advisor to the prime minister, or however you put it these days, or the Balogun that would advise in terms of the military, or wherever you served, you had to continually do it. It wasn't a thank you gift. It wasn't a thank you gift. You had to continually advise in that regard, and even if you traveled for a bit, you had to come back, and it's not quite, except you were like the maybe Are or no Kakan for something like that, and you had to live on the outskirts, and that was a special position. You had to continually advise and continually put life into whatever role you were given. But don't even get me started on. I feel like if you have 5 million today and you have let me just keep quiet. Let me just keep quiet, because it's I have my reservations. It goes without saying. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.
Ságìrì làgìrì ọ̀làgìrì kàkà fígbẹ́dùn bọ̀. Ewé ní ṣe ọba ibi ọmọgúnnugún arúgbó. Iná ní pé fífi gẹ̀sìn bí arẹ́ ni. Òkè kàrà akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ló ti sọ ọlọ́rọ̀ di jìnnìjìnnì. Ṣàngó ọmọ ewé eléré o. Ẹ bá ń fún Ṣàngó lórógbó arábà ń bí. Ṣàngó oníjòbí ní kò sọ adé orí ọkọ ya. Ṣàngó ọmọ ewé eléré o. Ságìrì làgìrì ọ̀làgìrì kàkà fígbẹ́dùn bọ̀. Ewé ní